Guys, I spent 13 or 14 years, I can't remember. COVID threw me off. But I spent 13-ish years selling Infinities, right? Recently I left to do my own business, but let's talk about this new Q50. Let's make it quick, too, because usually when I make these videos, they end up being like an hour long. That's why I haven't posted them. And I go off on a tangent, but the new Q50, everybody telling you what it's going to have, what it's not going to have, what it's going to look like, what it's going to be when it goes on sale, they're all wrong. They're all wrong because we don't have any information from Infinity right now, directly from them about what the vehicle is. Other than, excuse me, it's a little cold and I'm getting over something. Other than just some information at press releases and stuff that they're going to make a new one. You need to understand that the Q50 is a Skyline in Japan. So it's a very important model for Nissan as a whole globally. And then on Infinity side, it's an important model because sedans are part of the core of Infinity. But make no mistake, they're not bringing the Q50 back because there's hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people lined up waiting for a Q50. No, they're bringing it back because it's a cheap way to get another vehicle in their lineup, and it isn't going to cost an arm and a leg to develop it because they already have the vehicle for sale. The platform is called the FM platform, and the current vehicles that are on that platform still exist are the new Z, which is a rehashed version of 370Z with the VR30 and a new body and slightly different interior, and the Nissan Skyline, which is the Q50, right? They just announced today a 400R limited edition Skyline, which is going to piss people off like Tommy F, because he has real 400R GTRs, and anything after R34 is not real, according to him. Shout out Tommy F, I'm not dogging him, I'm just saying. And I agree, it's not really a 400R. If you know 400R history, you know it's not a 400R. But they still make the Skyline. The new Q50 was going to be the same vehicle we've had with updates, a new interior, some new exterior elements, hopefully a whole new exterior, but they don't have money to make a brand new car, which also means they don't have money to put a brand new motor into it, nor do they need to. Okay, they don't need to put a brand new motor into it. Yeah, a VR35 in that would probably rip, but the amount of engineering that's going to be needed to modify the current platform to fit that in there is not worth the squeeze. The VR38, it's a hand-built motor. The reason they didn't put it in the El Rouge concept was because it was going to be too expensive. No one's going to do it. Okay, no one's going to pay that much money for it. They can't do it any cheaper. Those are hand-built motors. What does the VR30 need? Well, let's talk about it. The VR30 only needs a few things to make it better. They're called revisions. The VQs had them. The VQ35DE wasn't exactly the best motor, but the VQ 3.5 HR and the 3.7 HR were a lot better motors. They're revisions of it, right? Some changes, some upgrades. Oh, excuse me. So, what does the VR30 need? You can understand the core issues of the VR30. The coolant issue, which is comprised of 3 separate things. What's more common, what's not common, which one is the actual main issue. They can determine that because they're the ones with all the data replacing these motors, right? Do I think it's a porous block issue where the coolant's actually seeping through the block? No. That is an issue, but I don't think it's the grand issue. I don't think it's the main issue. I think that maybe affected 6-7% of all VR failures. The galley plug probably affected 12 to 13%, something like that. The head cracking issue, where the head bolt cracks the head and then coolant seeps through, that I think is the main issue. And that is solvable by checking the way they torque the head bolts at the factory. It could be a matter of after 5 engines that they do, the 6th one gets the calibrations off on the torque gun. You know what I'm saying? Damn, bird just ran by. Anyways, the actual porous block, like the block being porous, that's more like at the foundry where they cast the engines, mixing the alloy wrong, not letting it cure, the sand molding will be off, the machining of the excess material could be too much, those type of things. The galley plug thing, it could be the washer's not thick enough, the bolt doesn't have enough threads, it's not torqued down right. Those are production issues, okay, all of those. I bet that's what the coolant issue is. Something related to the production of the processes. The turbo issues, simple. Redesign a turbo, which they probably already have with the Z's turbos, or ask the penny pinchers, accountants, to let you put better materials into it. Trust me, they get a bill, they send it. They send a quote out. The engineers build the motor, or the turbo, design turbo. They send it to somebody like Garrett. They get a quote. Penny pinchers get in there, start cutting things out, saying use this cheaper washer, get rid of that, get rid of this to make better profit. Switch it. Get extra money, get better funding for it. Switch manufacturers. Have somebody else do the turbos. That's the stuff there. The oil pressure solenoid thing, the aftermarket's figured it out. Unplug it, delete it, change your oil more often. Sonic Tune Race Box, everybody has RR6. They coded it so that if the thing fails, the car goes in a lit mode. Stuff that can be done on factory. That's easy. The VR35, putting that in there, it ain't gonna fit. It's gonna cost them too much money to do so. So just fix the VR30. Put the 9-speed in it, because then again, everything already built in Japan on that line, the QX80, Armada, Patrol, and Z, have the 9-speed. So why continue to use 7-speed when the 9-speed's available? There will be an all-wheel drive version, okay? Because it makes no sense to re-enter a market in the U.S. that's small and then alienate more than half of the buyers that are going to be interested in that market by making it rear-wheel drive only. So offer an all-wheel drive. They will offer an all-wheel drive. There's probably only 2 trim levels, a base model or a Lux model, what they call it, and then the Sport, Red Sport. 6-speed, I bet they put on everything. The manual, at least. They offer it on both trims, what I'm saying. On the Lux and the Sport. Just like the Z does. Z has it on the Sport and the Performance, and then soon to be the Nismo, right? All-wheel drive will get automatics only. So you can get automatic rear-wheel drive, automatic all-wheel drive, and a 6-speed manual rear-wheel drive. Interior, it's probably going to have the dual screens, Clips audio system, because that's what they're moving towards. Exterior, new corporate grille, big front end, LED lighting that imposes the eye look, the centric eye look, mirrored in the back, probably circular tail light design LEDs, just like they're teasing from that video at the dealer meeting. It just makes more sense for a company that doesn't have a lot of money right now, Nissan as a whole, because of their financial trouble, to invest in what currently they can do, what they currently can resurrect, use the plants they currently have, bring back a model, give it some updates, and sell it to get cash flow. This new Q50 isn't designed to sell in thousands upon thousands of numbers every month, like 10, 15, 20,000. It might sell 1,000 a month here and there, but it's designed to get people in the door. And if 10 people walk in and look at the Q50, and out of those 10 people, 6 of those people buy something, 60%, I bet only 10% are Q50 buyers. The others are buying the QX50, a QX80, QX65, QX60. That's what it's designed to do. They need cash flow. And then from there, they can make new cars. Then they can advance the platforms. Then they can make a new engine. They need cash flow. So this new Q50, don't get too excited in terms of it's going to be brand new. It's going to be what we've always wanted. And that is a update to the current platform. Better interior, better looking exterior. Well, and I would say better looking, but just different looking exterior. It's going to be an upgrade. Also, it's not going to come out as of 2027. It's going to be the monograph sometime next year, and then 7-8 months later, it'll be the production version, which puts it into 2027 model year, like the year, and it'll be a 2028. That's my experience, because that's what they've done before with the QX80, the QX60, the QX65. It'll be a 2028, sold in 2027. No earlier in the summer of 2027, but probably fall of 2027 as a 2028 model year. Those are my predictions, but it's an opinion. And I have no extra information than anybody else, but I'll tell you right now, that's probably what's going to happen. So feel free to save the video and come back and talk to me about it. We'll see what I get wrong or right, but in about a year we'll have more information on it. But it's not a brand new car. The VR30 isn't as bad as you think it is. If you don't own one, you don't know. If you do have gone through a bunch of them, sorry about your luck, but knock on wood, I'm having a good time with mine. Get rid of the 10,000 mile oil changes and keep an eye on the oil pressure solenoid. Chances are you're not going to have any issues. But hey, that's all I got for you guys. 14 years in the business. I've seen a few things here and there. That's my opinion. So, talk to you later.